You good?
Real good.
How's it going?
Good.
Can we do this in the dark?
Oh, yeah.
The lights.
I know what you're trying to do.
The lights really... Oh, I can't see you. It'd be interesting, but it's pitch black now.
It is.
Maybe we should have a light on.
I'll be asleep. Like, honest to God, you'd ask me a question. I'm like,
Okay. My head hurts. A little bit. Got a bit of a concussion.
just a bit, eh?
It's been bad.
Mm-hmm.
The worst I've ever had.
Yeah, 100%.
I gotta stop hitting my head. It's always when I do childish things.
100%. Because tell the audience member what you're doing.
Playing hide and seek.
With?
The dogs.
Where?
Underneath the counter.
And what happened?
I smashed the back of my head.
Because the dog found you and jumped on you excitedly.
And I almost knocked myself out on, what is it, quartz?
It is. We have a quartz countertop.
Countertop is good. My head is not.
That was my first priority. I went over and checked. And you were good. You didn't loosen any of the fasteners or anything. So
Thank you.
Thank you for not wrecking the quartz.
But it's been bad.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Anyway, am I going? We didn't talk about, should I ask my question
No,
first?
it's you. You've started off.
Everything?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. So this is based on a conversation that we've had previously, because I was doing some research just for my other podcast on back to school, anxiety, school refusal, because that's definitely on the rise, and just looking at risk factors of kids who don't want to go to school and even signs, right? Like it's the little things. They come home complaining about other kids at class, or math sucks, or I hate science, or my teacher sucks, or I'm feeling sick. I don't want to go to school. Why do we go to school? All those are texting. Hey, Mom, can I come home early? Can you come pick me up? You know, all those signs. But anyway, but the protective factors are a sense of belonging at school and connection to important people. And one of the things is being actively engaged in school. So belonging in the class with peers, but also, you know, those kids who were part of extracurriculars. So school sports, school clubs, those kinds of things that's a huge protective factor for kids feeling like they're part of their school community and staying in school and enjoying school and not turning towards avoiding school. So I guess my question is, knowing that that's such an important part of school, do we make our kids get involved in the school? Because I know for myself, I was involved. Do we already have this conversation for our podcast?
No, we've had this conversation.
Okay.
But there was no recording devices that I'm aware of.
Okay. But, and that's kind of what got me thinking, because I had said, you know, I was involved in everything. Like sports wise for sure. Club wise, you know, maybe not everything, but I was involved. I every year I was involved in at least something. And I loved school. And you did not like school?
Yeah, to say that I didn't like school is probably a gross understatement. I went because I was legally required, and my parents threatened my life had I not.
I don't understand.
But I was also.
And were you involved in school?
Yeah, I went to school.
You went to school, but were you involved in anything?
Yeah, from like 8 until 3 when they let us go, I was at school. I was involved. I was like going from classes to classes. And
were there lunchtime clubs that you were involved in?
I had lunch at school, yeah. For sure, I did every day. It was great. Like I'd have breakfast and then I'd go to school. No, I was involved in a few things over the years, but I wasn't consistently involved. Like drama. I was in drama and I did a couple plays.
Right.
I was Charles Dickens in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And I have to say,
about that.
I kind of crushed it. Why
didn't you continue? Didn't we have this deja vu?
Honestly, because my talent was too great, and I would have shifted the axis of the universe off its current trajectory. And I couldn't do that to everybody else.
I could have probably helped you get onto Hell on Wheels. Did we have this conversation? I feel like we've had this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were just as surprised the first time I told you I was Charles
No, but
Dickens.
I remembered. I remembered this time.
Good. Yeah. So I wasn't involved in clubs. Like I wasn't into athletics. I didn't do a lot of that stuff. Like I did some outside. Like I played ball and I played, soccer when we first moved here.
When you were like 5.
Oh, for the first few years I was here. I didn't move here until I was 6, so you're wrong already. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, but it wasn't consistent. And it's because you and I have talked about this previously, I think, on the podcast, about just your overall anger towards me about the opportunities I was given as I was growing up that I never capitalized on. And yet you, a poor French girl from the country, never got any of those opportunities. And you were just
I'm not
forced
French, nor from the country.
No, but you try and always make it sound like a more romanticized version of your youth and how bad it was that you never got anything. So you always went after the school stuff.
Didn't. Okay, so that's another maybe side question I want to come back to. I'm going to throw it out there. Let's still answer the first one about should we make our kids involved? But I got to put it out there because I'm going to forget it. Because you had all of the extracurriculars outside, did that make it less likely that you're going to be involved in the school stuff? I was forced to do only school stuff because I had no other anything.
Yeah, and it wasn't like I had like we weren't rich, like we weren't overloaded with cash, but like it was piano lessons and it was things like that you never had the opportunity to. But there was never any pressure to do anything at school. Like Chris was heavily involved. Chris was, I always say he was an AV nerd, but he went through the Gates program, right? So they had different opportunities for different clubs that absolutely checked boxes for him, right? Even in university, he was part of the Gauntlet newspaper staff. And
so would have he been one of the kids like on Stranger Things? Because they were part of the AV club.
Yeah, for sure. He was a nerd like that, and it was that era, right? Yeah. So I doubt they had a telekinetic friend that they found one day.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they were in the AV club. Is that kind of? I didn't know there was such thing as an AV club.
100%. Chris was a drama tech for a couple of productions and so, and it was all part of a bigger. I mean, I'm grossly oversimplifying what Chris did, right? But I mean, he had those things as part of the program he was in, and it just kind of happened, right? I didn't hang out with guys that did that sort of stuff. Like my friends were more working on cars in garages and installing stereos in cars and garages, and some of them stealing cars out of other people's garages. Not me, but not naming any names.
I know who.
Still a very good friend, and I love him to death. But he had a period. But so to go to your original question, I never felt that I had to do those things, but I, as an adult, 100% see the advantage and the benefit to our kids in being involved in those things. Like Willow is so excited to go to school tomorrow early because guess who gets to write and do the announcements? The grade 6s, and she gets to do it first.
Shouldn't she write them like tonight?
No, they make them write them in the office and then do them. I think it's so that they can keep an eye on it and she's not doing any like pro-Putin stuff, right?
I hope she says the boobies joke. That'd be awesome.
I would love it if she just gave like a shout out to something completely random and just got herself in trouble on the first go. It would be amazing.
Like what?
The FBI is after Donald Trump and Mar-a-Lago is a setup. And then she's cut off. You just hear like, and then she comes home, I got in trouble today because I made a joke about Donald Trump. So she's excited. She's engaged. She's been engaged all year. She couldn't wait to get to school. And this is just another positive towards that.
And the buddies, like she's so excited for being like the senior mentor for a little grade oneer.
Whereas Maya is built more like me. Right? She's good with her downtime. She's got enough stuff to fill her time when she's not feeling like being at home. She's about to get a job. But I see the benefits that she could get out of being more involved in school, right? Different groups of friends, different pursuits of stuff, different interests. Like I think there's a massive benefit to that. That I myself growing up would never have thought I needed, right? Do I think she needs to be to the degree that you were? No. I think you laid the tracks for, your overachieving railway line years ago. And I don't think I think 1 or 2 is good. I think all is not good.
I only did, like, grade 12 was one thing. It was student council. Oh, maybe choir. I did choir too.
Yeah. And I'll wait, because every time we have this conversation, you remember 3 or 4 things.
No, that was it.
Oh, but then there was like javelin throwing that one time. And then I did go to provincials to do blah, blah, blah. And the volleyball team and the basketball team.
Junior high was. Oh, actually, yeah, I guess.
See what I mean?
Yeah,
all I got to do is wait.
Yeah,
all I got to do is wait.
Grade 10, yeah, I had fencing and drama.
You're like the dude from Rushmore.
You did talk about that on the podcast.
I have, because it is such a perfect example of you in terms of your love of the institution of school and all the opportunities that it can bring, right?
And you said that before. I've seen Rushmore, but I have no idea who or what you're talking about, even though I've seen it.
There's someone out there that gets that reference. And they'll be like, oh my God, that's really accurate, because she's an overachiever. So yes, to answer your original question, yeah, I think she should. I think kids should in general. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is how we make a kid that's not super interested in it do it. My approach last week, which I thought was hilarious, didn't land well.
She immediately came and told on you.
Yeah, ratted me out, which that in itself, she needs to learn that snitches get stuff, right? Because that's some BS. So for context, our eldest daughter, without a license, has already bought her first car. And to ensure that she gets time behind the wheel, it is now registered to me and my lovely wife. And she drives herself and Caroline to school every day. And I think this is fantastic parenting. First of all, I'm just going to say that up front. I was talking to her about it, super nonchalant, saying, hey, we were kind of talking. We think you might, you should start looking into some stuff around class. And of course, there's nothing good about class. And all they have is like one Dungeons and Dragons thing, and there's no way I'm ever joining it. And I said, well, maybe there's no way I'm signing your car back over to you in February when you get your license then. I said, maybe you should poke around and see, because I've got no incentive to give you the freedom to go anywhere if you're not enjoying, doing what you should be at school. I didn't say it like that. I said it more what I thought jokingly, but I was quickly reprimanded upon seeing you a short time later. There were questions asked, stern questions, which I...
Like, why haven't we had this conversation already together?
Yeah. There's definitely some missteps there. But I mean, so for me, it's trying to figure out how to get her to truly go look at it with an open mind. Because she'll do it. She agreed to do it, but she's...
Well, there's immediately pushback. I'm not. My goal this year is my social life, and my social life is way more important. Although she did come home, and I didn't know you were doing it jokingly, like the way she ratted, it sounded like...
When you gotta, like, after 20 plus years, when have I ever had ultimatums like that?
She was so upset. I thought it was a true thing. But she did. She listed off all of the clubs. Some of them sounded cool.
She told you?
You were there in the kitchen. She was on her phone scrolling through all the different clubs.
I didn't listen.
And she said she would go to an orientation.
Yes, she did tell me she would check out a couple of orientations. And that's all I want, is to try and pique her interest, right? It's no different to me than when they were little kids and we'd let them try any sport they wanted, right? Like, I don't know what the thing is going to be for the kids. I don't care what the thing is.
Yeah.
We had our must-dos, right? We had our big 3 that they had to learn. But beyond that, I want them to do stuff that they enjoy. Mm-hmm. But I worry, because both of them can display this tendency from time to time, the elder more frequently, that they get into this comfort zone of, no, I'm good. I just want to be in my room and read, which is 100% fine. I'm cool with that. But there's so many things that can come about from certain opportunities. Like a debate club could take you around the world. Yeah. Right? And you don't know that until you get into it. And if it's your thing, go flat out. Like, I'd be happy if she took mechanics as an option when she was still at Central, because it'd help her now. Yeah. Just whatever. I don't care what it is. I don't even care if it's the Dungeons and Dragons one. I think that'd be fun.
I know. She could come home and teach us how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Totally. So that for me is in the end, when we sat down and we legitimately talked about it, it was around, I'm kidding. I wouldn't withhold your car. And I made sure she was clear on that, because I was kidding. But I said, I do think you need to look into it because, if your social life is busy, that's fine. This can be an aspect of your social life, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get along with your friends every day.
Yeah.
There's going to be some blow-ups. There's going to be fights. There's going to be stuff you got to deal with. And you could have a great escape from both your sports pressures and your social pressures just by doing a shared interest with people. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, but who knows?
Well, and I mean, I've been impressed, and it doesn't even
With
necessarily
me
be
and
to
my parenting style?
No, never.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm
Never.
just kidding. You're
Jeez.
a great dad.
Harsh.
You're so good. You're such a, even there was a bit of a friendship thingy this weekend, and you were great. She didn't even come up and talk to me, probably because she knew I was concussed and sleeping in a dark room.
Who knows what advice you would have given.
But,
Elephants on the horizon.
But, she came to you upset about something. It is going to be interesting now because she's always gone to school separately from her teammates.
Yes.
And because she plays ringette, which is external from school. And so it's interesting because now they are all at the same school. Or
It's way more woven in.
Big, huge piece. So that's going to be really interesting because it was always a reprieve. No matter what was happening out at school, she always had another group of friends. And now there's going to be overlap.
And I'll be curious because it kind of started last year. This is way off topic, but it kind of started last year because there was a bit of that crossover at the early school.
Yeah.
And you couldn't have picked more drama than one of the individuals, right? Not directed at her, but still
just all over
the place. So my hope is that the drama is minor. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about is the clickiness.
I think the benefit is all of the girls that are now at her school, they're a year younger. And so Maya's got the cool grade 11. She's the only one on her team who's in grade 11. Everybody else is in grade 10.
And in a few short months, will be the only one rolling in a Mustang.
Yeah, that's true. So I think that, that'll be, but I think it's looking for, it doesn't have to be a club either. And I'm happy that she's at least looking. I even doubt she's going to go to an orientation. I think the more we push, and that's the thing with any kid, the more we push them, the more they're not going to. So it's those seeds. I'm always planting seeds. And I've been talking about the article in my podcast that I've been writing about school refusal. And I'm creating a workshop on school refusal that they're probably going to want to watch because they love watching and so it's those seeds that they do, but looking for the other opportunities too. She did go to the football game. She went to the school barbecue. So it doesn't even necessarily have to be a club, but going to those things. And I do remember in grade 12, so I was part of the student council, but I was involved in, I think of all the little things, maybe because I was president, I got to do all the Remembrance Day ceremony. I don't know if I would have gone to that if I wasn't the one actually doing the speech, right? So all the rallies, I had to be there, but it was fun. And there were things even as student council that I didn't lead or had to be part of. I remember, I feel like we were smashing cars at one point. Another part, it was how many people can we... how many people can we shove in a car? There was just rallies like that over lunchtime. There were rallies or just activities and things like that, which was kind of exciting. Okay, we are being interrupted by children. See, I can't do a podcast when there's friends over.
They're gone. They left.
Pizza must be here.
Must be.
Alrighty.
Okay, so let's jump to the other question then, which was, do you think my access to certain things outside of school affected my interest in the school-based stuff? And I would have to simply say, yeah, because I had no interest in stuff at school, and I had stuff going on outside of school. Again, I didn't have a ton. We had some sports. It was intermittent. 1 year I'd be in sports, 1 year I wouldn't be, right? Piano, I had piano every year. Hated every second of piano, right?
And that's the thing when parents force their kids, right? Whereas I didn't, and I still now want to, and self-teaching and engaging in that, right? But I think if I was forced to go, I probably would have no interest. Same thing with Maya. She's teaching herself how to play violin. We never forced her. Yeah. They're both interested, wanting, they're looking forward to playing their instruments. It was never anything on our agenda.
No. And I think that's, to me, the more important thing. I think Mom, though, saw it as I don't even know how to describe it.
Brain building.
No, well, maybe, but I mean, my brain was so big and efficient back in the day. Why would you need anything else? No, I'm more thinking, I almost think she saw it as a way for us to have a step up in society. Like, you got to think, like, when I was taking classes, we were, like, I remember still taking classes on the island. Like, I remember taking classes, so I was 5 years old. And I could take you to the teacher's house and show you exactly how I had to walk in. Like, I remember it all the way up until I was a teenager. And I hated every second of it. And I would have preferred trying to find something else, but it was never the option. It was piano, and it was piano. And if you want to learn an instrument, it better start with P and end with O. And I think in Mom's head, there might have been a bit of, I don't know, upperclassness to it, or just giving us a leg up when we weren't really rich or affluent or anything, right? But I hated it. I would have much preferred that she had that attitude and that focus on a sport or some other activity, because I hated it. And now all piano is for me is a cute party trick that I have an ear where I can figure out songs quickly, right? Like, I did it for the kids a couple times and blew their mind, but it holds no interest for me.
Done for me. I'm always asking you to try it.
I know.
What? It's not fair.
The time that I did Blue Ridge Mountains by Fleet Foxes, we listened to it on the way up, and Willow was jawing me about something. I said, I bet I could play this song.
Dude, I've been asking for years.
This was years ago.
20 years.
This was
okay,
years ago.
Right after this, you're going to play.
No, I'm having pizza. My hands will be all slippery. But you know what? She's just crossed her arms and is pouting at me.
Well.
No, but I mean, the point I'm trying to make, though, is I wish the approach that had been taken with me and maybe Chris, I don't know if Chris cares or not, would have been more of the try anything approach. Yeah. Try what you want, because for me, there was no option. So it wasn't like I was so fulfilled with something outside of school that I didn't feel the need. I think more than anything, it was I had an aversion to that stuff because the one thing I was doing sucked so bad. I figured the rest of it would be shit too, right? So I didn't want to take on any of it. And I wasn't really encouraged to, right? Like, I mean, there's a ton of factors. And I don't think there was any deliberate avoiding encouraging us to take on more stuff. I just don't know if it ever really entered our atmosphere in terms of how we lived our life. But it's no different than the reason that I want the kids to travel and be exposed to things and new cultures and people, and that ability to adjust and learn about a new way of life and realize how many similarities are in something so different. It's no different than taking on a new activity or sport or lesson or music. It's the same exposure is what I'm going for. So yeah, I want both girls to take as much as they can, because there's going to come a time very soon that they're not going to have the time, the money, or the ability to take on anything new. They're going to have a job, and they're going to have to be busy, and they're going to start families, and the list of opportunities is going to shrink considerably, right? Unless they're one of those crazy free spirits that are just, they live their life by the lunar cycle and nothing else matters, right? Which totally possible. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I absolutely think the fact that I was forced to take things like music outside of it absolutely affected it, because I had the opportunity and I hated it.
Yeah. Well, that's being forced, but if they've got the choice, and I think that's, both girls, well, especially Maya's like, well, no, I'm busy with ringette. I'm going to be on the ice. Yeah. And now she's got a job. So between that and ringette, she's going to be busy every single night anyways. So, I think for her, that's why it's taking away from her interest or need or anything to do anything at school. But looking for those other opportunities, like, I think it's great that she's, well, one football game and one barbecue, but
we're 7 days into the school year.
Yeah, exactly. So looking into those kinds of things, although she's already saying, oh my God, it's only 7 days. Like, she's already counted down. There's like 280 days until the school year is done or something.
That's not weird. Because I used to do that.
I know, but that's a huge sign of school refusal too. So I don't know. I think we can never push. That's never the approach. No,
because they'll rat you out to the other parent.
Although, I mean, we've always talked about our red lines in terms of swimming, skating, skiing. They have to learn those three. And it's interesting now because I know the little one didn't want to play ring out. I don't want to do it. I hate it. But we always said when you get to U14, it's exposure. When you get there, you can make the choice because then I know you've got the skills for life. And that's what my forward thinking is, skills for life. And they have the skills now. If they do have kids, they can be coaches. Like they can do things as a family, you know. I wish I could skate and be a coach for their team. But now that's something that they could, and they can go skiing with their kids and teach their kids how to ski and swim. And, you know, they're going to have the lake and as they get older. And so they're going to be able to, you know, swim with their kids. And so those things are really important. And I love that and their music lessons, you know, that they both wanted to do. But that's from them. They are the ones who wanted to do it.
Well, and it took, it took 3 attempts for what they landed on for the most part. Yeah. Like Willow did piano, violin, and now she's drum, right? Yeah. Maya did a bit of piano, voice.
Yeah.
And now she's on violin full time, right? And again, I don't care. She could have stuck with voice and I would have been happy, right? But that wasn't her thing. She got more interested. And she's been great with practicing on her own. She practiced over the summer a bit, right? Even when she didn't have to, like to get ready for the fall. She brought it to the cabin, her violin. Yeah. So
there's something to be said about that, like giving them choice, but knowing what our red lines. I just didn't know about school just because I know how important that is and how much Maya hates school compared to Willow, who's loving school,
loves it,
so involved, you know.
But it's not school, because we clarified that the other day.
Yeah.
It's not school. It's the fact that school offers her the opportunity to see her friends and do stuff like announcements.
But she feels, and that's the piece. I feel like I belong. I feel like I'm part of the community. That's the piece, right? That Maya's just missing. She doesn't feel like she's part of that community.
So then what I'm hearing is we need to withhold her vehicle in February until she gets established. Like I took the right path. I don't know why everybody says I'm so bad at this.
I think it's a collaboration and it's exposure, right? Just try, just see, check it out. I can just hear, I'm not giving up my Thursday lunch just to go sit in a stupid classroom for the lunch period.
Yeah. Same kid that gave up her Tuesday lunch to go to your office so her and her friend could pee in the washrooms there.
I know. That's so weird.
Nah, actually, I got respect for that. If you had an option between your immaculately maintained professional building bathrooms or an overcrowded high school.
That's true.
Why wouldn't you go to the nice place?
She's come to my office a couple of times. Well, one day we had pizza. We were having a pizza party at my office, so she brought some friends to come have pizza.
I do not think that will be an isolated incident.
No.
So...
Anyway.
All right.
But something to think about, how can you get your kids involved if they're younger, you know, and there's some school, they're not like in school, meaningfulness, having a job, you know, that they can come, even if it's just organizing the teacher's desk, you know, just some job, some responsibility. They feel like they're doing something meaningful and purposeful, but that sense of community is so, so important. And you know, well, even just Willow's barbecue. She was just so excited to be there and excited to see her principal, which was a new thing because it's a fairly new principal, and seeing her teachers and her friends, you know, like that's what we need our kids. And if your kids aren't feeling like they belong in part of that community, that's definitely something to focus on, you know, especially as we're still early in the school year.
100%.
Thank you.
Well done, doctor.
Yeah.
You toughed it out.
I didn't cry. Queen died, didn't cry. Although I'm not. I mean, it's sad. I saw her.
She was so young. Like, that's what I feel like she had so much more life in her.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought she was going to be immortal, man. But I can't believe Prince Charles, that's a whole other...
King Charles III, thank you very much.
Yes.
I
thought he just didn't, but I guess that's just one of those things.
All right.
I just didn't think he was still in line. Anywho... Good day.
Good day to you.